I'm rereading the last story in the collection Tales from the Urals. The story is set in Imperial Russia. Our main characters are villagers who earn their living by stone carving or working in a copper plant. The narrator is a villager too, so I aim to preserve the original simplistic narration style. This particular story starts when the baron's aunt comes for a visit. She goes to Danilo, the stone master, to have some jewelry made, but he is sick and his son Alexei steps in. He makes a bracelet for her, and now she wants a necklace made. And we're at the point where she gets him drunk and tries to take him to bed, and he runs off. That's where we stopped last time. He had planned to go back to work, but figured he wasn't sharp enough to carve. He thought he would walk it off, and somehow he found himself at the same quarry where he had met the Malachite girl. It was dark, but the moon was full, and there were stars all over the sky. He sat on a stone at the shallow end of the lake, and glum thoughts were on his mind. He knew, of course, what the Barina wanted, but he was not that kind of guy. He wouldn't go with girls from the village, even if there were many who wanted him to. He waited for the one he would want to marry and didn't look for fun. By and by, he heard a splash and saw the girl again. She was sitting on another stone, her bare feet in the water. "Good evening, lady," he said. "Good to see you again." She only chuckled, but then said, "Call me Tatiana. Why are you so glum, Alexei?" And he told her about the necklace and the Barina and the tax she raised on their land when he wouldn't come, and Danilo's illness and his little brothers. He didn't know why, but he wanted to tell this girl everything, and he was not one to complain. She frowned and asked, "Why don't you go with her, eh? Is she that old and ugly?" "I don't want her," he said. "It's you I want." She got all quiet and looked at him for a long time. "Go home, Alexei," she finally said. "Everything will work out just fine for you and yours, and the Barina will get what's owed to her. Just remember to bring me my necklace on Good Friday." He went home and decided to talk to Danilo. To his surprise, the old man looked better and was at the workshop before sunrise. Alexa told his father about the Malachite girl and his promise. Danilo didn't ask any questions, just nodded. Lots of work they were, these necklaces, but they could still finish them if they worked together. So they agreed that the father will work the necklace for the Barina and the son will carve Tatiana's. They talked some more, and together they figured out how to go about the tricky design they thought of. After that, they both got to carving, and Alexei's necklace was ready by Friday morning. Danilo started later, but it was easier for him because he already had Alexei's thing to model his by. All good and well, the Baroness piece would be ready for Easter Sunday like she ordered. That day, around noon that was, the Baroness herself showed up at their hut. She was all dressed up and smelled like too many flowers. She asked for Alexei, but Katya said he was busy carving. She wanted to holler for him, but the Baroness pushed her aside and headed for the workshop. Alexei was working on another order, and the necklace he had made was lying on a small side table next to him. "Good day," she greeted him coldly. "I see my order is ready." And she snatched the necklace off the table. He told her it was not finished yet. It was, of course, but that one was promised to the Malachite girl. But the Baroness wouldn't listen. She put it in her purse and turned on her heels and was gone. Alexei was without words and didn't know what to do. Tatiana told him she was not the lady, but she was not a simple village girl either. She was some magical being, and he had promised her that necklace. Who knows what she will do when she finds out Barina took it? Katya, his mom, saw how distraught he was. In the end, Alexa told her the truth about how he met the Malachite girl and she helped him find the right stone, and how he promised to make the first necklace for her. Katya raised her brow and said, "So, the stories people tell are true, eh? I have heard of Tanushka from the copper plant village, but I thought the girl just ran away from our Barin back then. He's dim, that one, and lustful. Some said that Tanushka was the lady's adopted daughter, though. That's whom you met, huh? Alexei had not heard those stories. He was a man, and they don't talk much, you know. But women, they chat about everything in their village and other ones close by as well. Anyhow, Katya thought a bit and then said, I have met the lady once. Don't ask me how and when, I promise not to tell. She's not evil, she can be reasoned with. Go talk to Tatiana. Mayhap she'll forgive you and take the necklace that Danilo is making. After all, he's probably a better master than you are. So, when evening came, Alexei went to the quarry again. He wanted to see Tatiana, but feared what she would say. He went by Snake's Mountain, as was his usual way, and stopped to admire the view at the top. He noticed there were lots of lizards by the stone where he once sat, but they all ran away as soon as he approached. Only one remained, which looked like the one he had seen earlier, but who knows? Lizards are lizards. Mayhap it was the same one, mayhap another. He had turned his back to the stone and was about to head for the quarry when he heard a rustle. He looked back and saw a woman. She looked like his Tatiana, but she was not. And beautiful she was, with her long dark braid and her large green eyes. That's the lady, he thought to himself. So, you must be Alexei, Tatiana's new friend, the lady said, smiling, but the smile wasn't kind or warm. He bowed to her. Goy lady, I am indeed. What do you want with my daughter? She furrowed her brow. Alexei was afraid, but then he said what was in his heart. I want to take her for my wife, if she is willing and you let her. The lady frowned deeper, but told him, Go ask her yourself. I'll let her if she'll have you. She's human after all. And she pointed to the quarry. Go, before I change my mind, and don't look back. He bowed again and went to the quarry, wondering, they're so alike, these two. How come one is human and one is stone? Such magic. When he reached the quarry, there was no one to be seen. He stayed at his usual spot by then, the shallow beach, and waited. He waited for a long time and thought to play his oat. His father had been real good at it and taught him when he was little, but Danilo didn't play much anymore. His lungs wouldn't let him. And Alexei didn't play because he had too much work and no idle minute. Still, he would bring the oat with him everywhere he went, for good luck.